everybody. Welcome to my little corner where there is no wrong way to play with paper. We're doing another video of the quilt block series where I take a quilt block design and then I make it into a layout. So I try to show you step by step. I'm no teacher. No, that's too much pressure. But we do have fun. Now, I've done this in the past. I have lots of other videos, so check those out. They'll be in the description, the playlist for that. And let's just have some fun. So today I'm going to be doing a heart block. So all of it is very simple. You just have to cut your squares correctly. Now, I've said this in previous installments of this series, and it's important where you're taking your time is to cut and measure precisely. Instead of a layout that has a bunch of embellishments, your time is going into creating that quilt block. So you will see a lot of my quilt block layouts. They are simple because if I put all that time into it, I want to show what I created, and I'm sure you do too. So what you're going to do is to make a 4x4 heart, you are going to need to cut 1-inch squares. Okay, so you're going to need 10 1-inch squares, and of those 10, you are going to take 4 of them and cut in half. So basically, all this will end up being to create a heart is squares and squares cut into half that are triangles. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Quilters think in triangles, squares, sometimes rectangles. We break it down. So I don't know if I really consider myself a quilter anymore, but they break it down. So that's all I have done. There's nothing complicated here, and you're going to see what I like to do and how I do this when I do this in a 4x4 size, but you can do this in any size you want. Just modify your square, okay? So if you want it to be a 6x6 instead of 1, you would go to 3x3 squares, or you could do 2x2 squares, or you could do whatever size you want. If you want it to be even smaller, you could do 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Now that is some tiny little scraps, but you know me, I'm all about that. So definitely use your scraps. I will tell you, I have done these multicolor. I have done them with the same papers, which is what you're going to see me today. And then I've done monochromatic. Monochromatic is hands down my favorite. So dig out those scraps. I mean, yes, I'm using 6x6 pads. Today I'm using a Stamp of Life pad that I don't have hardly any left of, but 100% grab your bag of pink scraps. Now I'm assuming y'all keep yours in a bag, but grab pink scraps or red scraps or yellow scraps or whatever scraps you like and cut them down to 1-inch squares and then make these hearts. You will love it. I promise you will love it. So definitely a great scrap buster indeed. Like I said, this time I am using 6x6 pads, but that's just because I'm trying hard to use up what I have. So then I take a scrap piece of just cardstock. Okay, this is a light cardstock. I didn't want a really heavy one. And I'm going to start gluing. Okay. And the reason I do this and don't do it directly on my layout is because I do like them to have a little, well, I like to ink them, number 1. And 2, I like them to have a little bit of dimension. I think it just makes the block stand out even better. Okay, so you're going to take 1 square, doesn't matter where, if you're doing it like this. Now, if you're going to do it on your layout directly, you're going to want to line it up, and you'll see that better in the example. I suggest doing it here. That's just my suggestion. You can do it wherever you like. Now, when you do any of the quilt blocks that I've shown you, and you want to use them for cards, cut them to the size they need to be. Gosh, one day I can talk. One day. That's the goal, right? And then you can do what we're doing here, ink them and put them on a card front. They'd be really pretty, okay? So we're just going to take our triangles, and they need to go like this. This is the bottom of our heart. Now, if you have directional paper, kind of pay attention. Might make a difference, just saying. Oh. And then I'm going to take the squares and start building my heart. All right. Now, the other thing about doing it here, I can just go to town. I don't have to really line it up because I'm going to fussy cut it out. I'm going to ink it because that's how I like to do it. You can do it however you like. And then I can line it up on my paper just like I would a regular embellishment, right? Now, let's see here. This one goes here. So I'm just gluing the pieces together to form a heart, okay? And when I get this all glued down, I'll break it down a little bit more for you and help maybe have you see something you might not have seen before, okay? Now, if you look here, look at this. This in the middle here, that's a 2x2 square, right? That's all quilting is adding squares and triangles to create a design. All quilters do this. They break it down, 100% break it down into those squares because your mind just sees it that way. All right, so then we need to create the top of the heart. So to do that, I'm going to go this way on each side. Whoops, hope you guys are having a good day. You know, if you guys like these videos, I've been trying to say it more, give them a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up because then I know what kind of content you like. If you don't give it a thumbs up, I'm gonna assume it's something that you don't want me to revisit, and I won't, because I do wanna show you guys things you wanna see, not just things that I enjoy. I enjoy sharing little tidbits and series that you guys enjoy as well. So please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, I would be honored, more than honored, if you joined our little family and you hung out with me. I get a little crazy sometimes. All right, so there's our heart. So all we have is 2 triangles. We have 2 squares and 2 triangles. We have 4 squares, and then we have 2 triangles, and we just flip-flop them so that we get this heart shape up here. Okay, now once we have that, we're gonna put the glue lid on so it doesn't dry out. Okay, and nope, wrong scissors. Wrong scissors. Then those are my scissors I use for other things. Then we're gonna cut it out, okay? This is where scraps come in handy. Okay, so now we have it all cut out, and then I like to take my ink, archival ink, whatever ink you like, although I gotta tell you, I'm seeing the new Close to My Hearts Tri-Blend ink that's not supposed to smear, and I'm very tempted to change all my black inks to Close to My Heart. Has anybody else seen those? They have different types of black ink now, permanent, and just really, really cool, fun stuff. If you know me, you know I love my Tri-Blend markers. Now this is a darker color. You could, I could have inked this in blue. I could have, you know, if it was pink, ink it in pink, whatever you like. I like to ink it just because if it's a white core cardstock, it'll cover up any of those edges, all right? And then you can take these hearts and you can place them however you want on a layout. Now, I am going to do a drawing where I give you all the pieces for each video so you can make your own. So I'm going to give this to the winner, and then I will give you this cardstock as well so you can make more if you like. You just have to go and watch the video and remake them. I've done that for every video, and we are going to have one more. So the next video, I will tell you how you can win all of that. Now let me show you my example, because you guys know I don't want you to think we just make these things and then we can't use them, because we 100% can. Again, my layouts are simple when I do these quilt blocks because I want it to show up. I want my work to go noticed. I just tied some little twine bows. I have a little embellishment here. I put my title here, and I have 4 large photos. These do not have to be 1 photo pages. They really, really don't. That's what is so awesome about the quilt blocks, is I could adjust these to any size I wanted. I could have went half inch and had a smaller border across that, or it would have been very pretty. Could have done it the same way with the butterflies. I could have done a smaller one. Yes, the smaller it is, it takes a little more time to cut and all of that, but very pretty, unique pages. I just had enough room for a little something. These are pictures of me and Jason. You know, those babies. He's my baby of 5, so he was always cheesy and lovey-dovey. He is still my most affectionate kid. Maybe that's because I just babied him so much. I totally did. I'm not gonna lie. Still kind of do. I don't want him to grow up. Okay, so I hope you guys will join me for the last one. Again, in that one I will have a giveaway. I hope you will go and watch past ones if you have not. And if you have any questions, shout out. I always answer. It might take me a little bit, but I do. And with that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be blessed. Bye.